Strawberry Fields. It's pretty straightforward, isn't it? It's just about me, really. Or anybody else that is thinking like that.
Strawberry Fields Forever is one of the most famous pop songs ever written. It just has the most phenomenal lyrics. Nothing is real. Hey, no one, I think, is in my tree.
I think I know, yes.
Despite this gibberish, how does the song come out so emotionally powerful? Well, today we're gonna figure out why. I'm gonna discuss both music theory and the lyrics. Let's begin. At first, the song sounds relatively normal, but this is a facade. Even right off the bat, it sounds like something isn't quite right. Our first chord is an F chord. So it seems like, okay, we're possibly in F major. What's the next chord? Oh, it's an A minor. So we're definitely probably in F. So now at this point, I'm like, okay, I don't even understand the hype around the Beatles. 1 to 3 is not that crazy of a progression, but shit, let's see what the next chord is. What the hell is that? Oh my god. Oh wow. The next chord is an E flat, but E flat isn't in F major, and A minor isn't in E flat major. What's going on? What key are we even in anymore? What happens throughout the verse, and really throughout the entire song, is that right when we think we kind of understand where the song is going, he throws in a curveball there, and now we're just thrown off. We don't know what's going on. The key is pretty ambiguous, but it mostly resides in B flat major. Okay, now I want to show you something a little bit weirder. First, let's listen to the B flat major scale. Now, listen to this one. Wait, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? Strawberry Fields chorus is in B flat mixolydian. The only difference being this one note. One note. That's it. And somehow it changes up the whole vibe. All pop songs are the same low-key. Let me show you an example of what I mean by this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's honestly super boring, and Strawberry Fields is no different. Instead of doing something a little bit more experimental, he just decides to do what everybody else is doing. Let me play it for you so I can show you what I mean. Wow. At the end of this chorus, we are thrusted out of comfortability. What we thought we knew is not what we know. What's fascinating is that these choices are not happening by accident. The lyrics are about uncertainty, about memory, about escaping reality. And the music matches that. Okay, so now next we're gonna dissect the lyrics. This time we're gonna start with the chorus.
Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to Strawberry Fields.
Being at Strawberry Fields is an escape where life doesn't feel as heavy. Nothing is real in the sense that nothing is adamant. Everything is tinted with this childlike wonder. Strawberry Fields is almost described kind of like a paradise, like heaven, a place where he's constantly trying to get back to. It almost feels like he's running from something, you know? And he wants to escape reality into this place. So in these lyrics, it seems that John Lennon has found a new way to cope with life. And that new way to cope is him pretending that he's in the past. But what I like is that he does admit in these lyrics that one of the downsides with living in the past is that you lose touch with what's happening in reality and in the present, which is not fun and not good. A good woman? No. And he even gets vulnerable with us for a sec. Sorry, I just spelled on you. He even gets vulnerable with us for a second when he says, and I quote, "It's getting hard to be someone." But then he immediately dismisses this feeling that he's having, and he asserts instead that everything will work out and that he actually doesn't even care. He says, It doesn't matter much to me. Is he trying to convince us or is he trying to convince himself? Who knows? Okay, so if I had to like explain this verse in just like one sentence, John Lennon is misunderstood. Or at least he feels misunderstood, you know? In these lyrics, he almost kind of over-explains himself sometimes. He clarifies when it's not necessary. He says, but it's all right. That is, I think it's not too bad. Like, damn, we get it. I also believe that he is saying that he is lonely, either because he is above people's wavelengths or below people's wavelengths. He's just not matching anyone's energy at this point. And once again, he is repeatedly trying to convince us of the fact that he does not care about this stuff. But we know it's not true, and that's okay. If I had to describe the character that John Lennon is playing in this song, I would call him many unassertive, unconfident in himself. And the reason I say that is because he is close to making these firm stances on things, but then he often backpedals. He'll say it's all wrong, and then he'll try to soften his words and say, that is, I think I disagree. Like, damn nigga, just be firm in your stances. And then he also says, but you know I know when it's a dream. Which kind of implies that he's possibly even unconfident about his aspirations in life, you know? He is ambitious, but he worries that he might be a little in over his head, so he tries to kind of just be like, oh, you know, it's just a dream. This probably will never happen. John Lennon wants more out of life. He wants to live in strawberry fields forever. Strawberry Fields Forever isn't nostalgic because John Lennon talks about his childhood. No. It's nostalgic because the song captures a feeling of looking backward. The uncertainty, the longing, the desire to escape into a simpler version of yourself. Nearly 60 years later, that's why the song still resonates. In my last video in this series, I broke down the lyrics and the theory to While My Guitar Gently Weeps, so if you want to check that out, I'll link it in the description, I'll put it in the cards, and thank you so much for watching, and hey, you're cool. Bye!